All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dowell here. I am at another one of our communities in Tennessee at an undisclosed location. All right, just left the community down in Georgia on my way back home. And I got a few things I want to communicate to you, the listening audience out there, because when I give out advice, when I give out suggestions, too many times, more often than not, this pastor right here, I'm usually on the right side of history. I usually tell you things that's going to take place and what's going to transpire and happen well before time. And you can go back and look in my archives if you want to check that out. Also, you want to consider becoming one of my patrons when I get back to Tennessee, the community there in Tennessee where I'm at, where I'm stationed. I'll leave a description with updated information on how to contact me. And also, you can go back and look at previous videos and how to become a patron. Over there, we have uncompromised truth where there's no gag orders on us. And we can say what we want to say and don't have to worry about this so-called scrutiny. But the things that is heavy on my heart, okay? I pay attention to trends. I don't take them as gospel truth because nothing is really concrete. And then I sit and meditate and I think a lot and then it's meditating and thinking, I'm praying a lot on what we should be doing as a people. And again, I usually give out good information. So hear me out this time, okay? This winter is not shaping out to be what we would call, or way is looking to not be a good winter. Now, you can project that by looking at different things, trends in weather or whatever it is, but during this winter, it's going to be a little bit more colder than what we're normally experience. And so, as you see right now, to prove my point, if you look back there, I just purchased these tanks right here, about 3.5 hours away from my home in Tennessee, and they're going to be up at Straitway. And what are they there for? Well, they're going to be storing kerosene and farm diesel. The price of heating fuel and the price of gas is going up exponentially this winter. Usually prices fall in the wintertime, but they're actually going to be going up, especially heating costs. I say all this because I know that many of you haven't done like we've done at Straitway and considered the ant. We have literally prepared ourselves all spring and summer. We've been storing wood, stacking wood, getting wood, buying wood, cutting wood from our own land, finding wood from other sources and stuff, because we have you have multiple heat sources. We're already in a position right now to get our propane tanks filled. In other words, we're loading up now to be able to carry us all the way through the winter. And if you're up north, y'all people don't have no choice. You don't have that many options when it comes to heating. Down south, it gets really cold down here as well. And we have a whole lot more choices and stuff. That's the reason why I say I believe that the Most High Yah wants his people in the south. And the reason being for hunting, game, and being able to eat. The longevity of it is better. The winters is not as brutal, but they are pretty cold. And you can actually survive this type of setting and this environment better than you can up north. When you only have one option of heating up in the north, which is electricity. Up in Canada, they call it hydro. And then heating oil or gas. Those options start running out fast when somebody can just come and turn a switch. So do like I've always advised everybody to do. Don't depend on the system. Prepare so that way when things do go bad and go awry, that you're not sitting up there freezing and people are not dying in your homestead or your environment or your community because you as a leader chose to ignore Pastor Dowell and not make the sound choices and decisions. Another thing is, this $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, y'all heard me talk about it earlier, and it's amazing. So as I'm leaving from Georgia and I'm heading back home to Tennessee, I turn on news, right? And when I'm turning on this news, I'm hearing all this stuff. All of a sudden, and mind you, if you go back in my archives, you look at my videos that I've done, at least the last one I did down in Georgia, You know what's amazing? What's amazing is I went out there and I jumped the gun because I got wind of what was in some of the pork that's in this bill. I went out and I jumped the gun, and come to find out that the way that they're going to, remember, the Democrats said that this 3.5 trillion is going to cost us zero. I don't know how you can print money out of thin air and it's going to cost you zero. The rhetoric, the insanity, just because people's mouth is moving, we're supposed to believe them. The lies are just too replete. I mean, it's just crazy. The chaos that we're ensuing and dealing with right now is just off of the proverbial chain. These people really are playing us for fools, and they're treating us like the fools that the American people has been acting like and so-called are. But the IRS, in this bill right here, the IRS is going to monitor every transaction through your banking system. And what I would say now is maybe check credit unions to see if you want to put your money in credit unions as opposed to bankings. I'll get back with you on that if I have time, okay? But any transaction over $600, that they're telling you that the bank has to report that to the IRS. And of course, the way the news media spins this is that every transaction over $600 is going to be reported to the IRS so we can make sure we recoup some of the losses. What losses has the government recuperated? I told y'all, the government can't produce anything, they can only take. You're not recuperating anything if you're taking from the people, because the tax system is actually built on an honor system. That's what it's built on. And what they're doing is they're saying now, American public, we don't trust you to fairly report your taxes. So what we're going to do is we're going to monitor every single one of your transactions through your bank. And it's going to be reported to the IRS, because remember, it was $10,000. Anything over $10,000, they will report to the IRS. Now, the truth is, it's not really $10,000. If people even get up under that threshold, that's even reported. And now you go to the bank, they want to see your driver's license, what's your social security number, your arm, your leg, and your firstborn. They want all this information to your money. Mind you, you're doing business with them, but they act like that they are the lords of your money, your sweat equity. It's off the chain what's going on in this day and time now we're living in. But they figured that they're going to be able to recuperate 400. That's how they put it. I don't believe those wordings, but that's how they put it. They said, we're going to be able to recuperate $460 billion, over a 10-year period. So basically what they're doing is they're saying, we don't trust you. And if you don't report your earnings, if you don't report your gifts, if you don't report everything that you are earning or given to you, then we're going to send you a bill in the mail so we can keep you honest. Mind you, that's the government who actually is born and leveraging our future to our children, our children, our children, our children, our children, and our children's children. They don't really give a damn about you. You can't believe a word that Biden is saying, because number one, he's not cognitive, he's not coherent, he's damn so ain't intelligent. He has never been on the right side of history in nothing, and I cannot believe, I'm sorry, but I just no way you can get me to believe that a president that sleeps in the basement, hides out, refuses to actually talk with the general public, is the most popular president in the history of mankind. I can't believe it. See, most of the people can tell you that it's raining outside. But see, I know when you're pissing on my leg, and I'm going to call it for what it is. And I'm not going to let you sit there and piss on me too damn long. But you look across this world, going to the next subject, you're watching Australia, France, Sweden, all other different countries are revolting and rebelling. Rome, you're watching them all revolting and rebelling against all these mandates, left and right. Left and right. Dismal, if little reporting at all from mainstream news media. The only one that is really truly showing this is Fox News. And believe me, just because their mouth is moving with a lot of sarcasm and stuff, that don't mean I trust them. Now, when they say we report, you decide, that's the reason why there are people like me, alternative so-called news sources, to help you read between the lines. Okay, now I heard what they said. Now let me tell you what they're really saying. Let me tell you what they're really planning. And let me tell you what they're really doing. And then you have choices. You have options. You have decisions that you can make from there. But it's still totally up to you. You can pick and choose whatever you want to believe, how you want to believe it, the way you want to believe it. I'm just here trying to inform people as a pastor, because I think my track record and my lifestyle for almost 30 years has proven literally that when I'm on here speaking, I'm just not bumping my gums and flapping my lips. I'm not. And I'm not going to bite my tongue for anybody. I have to get a release by telling you the truth. And if you choose to take it, fine. If you don't, oh well. Most people have already done made choices and decisions, and they see that the ground beneath our feet, this feet right here, is starting to give way. They see that this whole system is starting to collapse. Gas prices is on the rise again, in case you hadn't seen it. What's the reason? What's going on for all these higher gas prices, higher prices in the stores? The demand is high, but there's very little supply. What's going on? You're looking at the tenets of inflation. And that means inflation is getting ready to go from bad to worse. So you have to position yourself. You have to position yourself because the system is not in business to tell you what is going on. Even though they already know, they're not in business. They don't make money off of you by informing you of what's going on. They don't make money off a healthy population. You got to be sick. And the whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint. I hope that y'all consider what I'm saying and take to heart extremely what I'm saying. And really, truly start making some moves. Now, what have I been telling people over the years? Well, for almost 30 years, I've been telling people, get out of the city, get out of debt. I've been telling people, live a set-apart life, learn how to farm, because to be a true Israelite, you have to be farmers. So that means everybody who claims to be Israelites and they're not farmers, they're not Israelites. I mean, after all, right now I'm on another community, I'm on a farm. Basically, you see the cows right over there. It's a farm, all right? But it's just sad. I can only give you my advice, what I would do, and whatever I would do, I think you should do, but I can't do it for you. Is that making sense? I just simply can't do it for you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, Kyrie Irving. You know, it's amazing in this life. Kyrie Irving is a basketball player, one of the best basketball players in the NBA. We got all this pro-life, pro-choice, my body, my choice. But all of a sudden, when it comes to this particular mandate right here, all of a sudden, you got these Sambo Coon people like Stephen A. Smith. Has never been a spokesman for our people. Has always been a sellout and has always capitulated in order to keep his income and his cash flow going in, because he would rather throw you under the bus, try to persuade the minds of many people who are dismally ignorant and chaotically insane, as opposed to look and see. Let me say, I know many of you ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna say this. You remember when Colin Kaepernick was protesting? Looked like Colin Kaepernick was on the right side of history the whole time. Now Kyrie Irving is on the right side of history. We are supposed to be a free people. A free people. That's what we're supposed to be. Because, you know, the creator who made all of this right here, he made us free. Free to make our own choices and our own decisions. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For us to be able to govern our own self and to live life the way we choose to. Not to have some damn overlords or some Caesars or some damn dictator trying to tell us what we need to do with our own bodies. But that's what they're doing. That's clearly what they're doing. But it's only allowed because, you know, unless you are willing, and this is what a lot of people are not willing to do in this world, unless you're willing to make a sacrifice, unless you're willing to stand on your feet, you will live on your knees. And some of you are already bowing and living on your knees. If you ain't done it physically, you already done it here, and the physical is just next. But somebody has got to stand up to show you and demonstrate to you what real true protest is. Let me go biblical and I'm done. Y'all remember Shadrach, Meshach, and that bad Negro, commonly called Abednego? You remember when they said, unless you bow down to this statue at this sound right here of the dulcimer, we're going to throw you, all three of you Israelites, into the fiery furnace. They said, "O king, even if the God of the heavens, the universe, the one who made all of us, even if he don't deliver us, we still ain't bound down to your damn statue. So make it do whatever the hell you want. We still ain't bowing down. I don't care if you give us rings, signets, robes, high places. We still ain't bowing down. There ain't nothing that's going to cause me to compromise my convictions." Well, are you really truly convicted about what you believe? A lot of people found out that the reason why a lot of your exemptions are denied is because you've been religious all your life. So you're trying to play the game of claiming your religious exemptions and you're convicted. But the truth is, a conviction can never change. A conviction can never be overturned. A belief, it's always compromised. You don't believe it? Well, if you don't do this, then we're going to fire you. If you don't do this, then we're going to fine you. If you don't do this, so now you're giving me ultimatums and stuff. Now, wait a minute. Ain't this my body? Ain't this my choice? Do I not get to make my own choices and decisions in life? Am I not a man? Am I not a grown man? Who in the hell are you? And who is giving you some type of perceived authority over me that you think or you presume that you can set up here through a damn police force or some damn government mandate that you're going to force me to do what the hell you tell me to do? You out of your damn mind, and you got another thing coming.